guys, we got this. Let's go. Gun wide trips E. Pros X go. On one. Ready?
Ready.
What's going on, everyone? Ancap24 here from HuddleGG. In today's video, we're going to teach you the basics of how to Playmaker a receiver in Madden 21. Now, if this is the first time checking out our channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. Also hit that bell notification to make sure you never miss any of our uploads. So for this video, guys, I was going through some of the past videos that I've had, and a lot of people are trying to figure out the basics of the game. So I wanted to bring to you how to Playmaker. I know this is something that's searched a lot. A lot of people that are going to find this video are probably going to be a little bit newer to Madden, and that's great. I want to make sure that I give you all the tools you need to succeed. So in order to do this, we're going to go into practice mode to kind of show you an easy way to practice this and also understand the concept, okay? So the play I'm going to be calling is curls, okay? Now, the first thing you need to know about Playmaker is that you're going to be able to direct the nearest receiver to the quarterback in any direction you want him to go, okay? So if you look at this play, I'm going to block the running back to make it easier. The A receiver is going to be the one that has the shortest curl, and he's going to end up being our Playmaker player, okay? So you need to know and have a good understanding prior to the play which player you may be able to be your Playmaker, or as the play develops, knowing that the player that you want to direct has to be the closest in distance to the quarterback, okay? Now let's talk about how you need to actually perform this Playmaker tactic here. What you need to do is take the right stick and flick it in the direction you want the player to go, okay? So in this instance, I'm gonna let Hurst here run his route, and I'm gonna have him stop. And then I'm going to Playmaker him to the left so he goes across the field to the left. And by doing so, I'm gonna do it at the 9 o'clock position. So watch what happens here. A is gonna stop. I'm gonna put my thing to the left, and now you can see how he goes across the field. When I got him to stop, I was able to click him to the left. Now, you don't need him to be stopped in order to do this. I'm just showing this as an example. Let's go ahead and I'm going to change this up. I'm going to put the A on a streak and put the Y on a hitch. What that's going to do is it's actually going to get the Y as my closest player to the receiver, okay? And what you're going to see is that I'm now going to click it to the left in order to go and throw him to the outside, right? So I want to make sure you see what your options are as you go. Say I want to run off the coverage on the left-hand side and do something like this to where I have someone on a drag. The drag is going to be the closest player to you as he goes across the field. And say I want to Playmaker him up the field and to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put him at a diagonal, and I'm going to do it towards the pylon. So here you go. I'm going to do it like this. I went up the field, and you can see how I'm able to now, instead of going left or right, because I put it on a different angle, the player went to a different angle, okay? So I just want to make sure that you understand this a little bit easier as we go through. Now, if you do something like this where you run everybody off again, and say now you have the running back on an out. You do the same thing. You can go the running back here. Now you can Playmaker him up the field, and you can see how he goes it. Now, a lot of times you're not going to be able to do a 90-degree angle. So what you're seeing is even if I have this running back on an out pattern and I want to try to put him up the field, he's going to go to an angle because of the way he's running. So watch here. I'm doing this to the 12 o'clock position, but you see how he never actually went 12 o'clock. He went a little bit more on a diagonal. And I want to make sure you understand that you're not going to have an opportunity all the time to get the player up. Now, I'm going to do Julio here. I'm going to do him on a drag. I'm going to try to do the same thing. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to have him go up the field. What you're going to see is that I'm going to roll out, and then I'm going to have him go up the field, and see how he still went on a diagonal a little bit. So understand that there's not going to be a opportunity to have the player react 100% the way you want to without abilities. With abilities, you have a lot better opportunity to basically direct him in the absolute spot that you want him to. But for the rest of us that are playing, mostly regs and MUT that don't have the Playmaker ability, what you're going to see is that they're going to have a little bit of a different angle when you are trying to get him to go up the field, directly up the field, right? So here we'll show you it again. This time I'm going to do it in the middle of the field. I pressed up and see how he actually went on a pretty good angle up the field, but still not a straight line. I want to make sure you see that, okay? So this is really the basics of Playmaker. knowing how to do it, which is basically to click the right stick in the direction you want the player to go, knowing that it has to be the receiver that is closest to the quarterback, whether that's a tight end, whether that's a running back, whoever's route is closest in proximity to the quarterback. And then you just basically, direct them to where you want to go and you're good to go. Just making sure that you're understanding the angles in which are going to happen. So something like this, where you're going to see that there's going to be a high-low, you're going to see that the player that's going to get directed is going to be the A. And you can see that we were able to throw it to him, right? Because of the way that the guy was underneath the slant. So I wanted to give you just this quick passing 101 lesson on how to Playmaker. This way, for those that are actually finding this video, you're able to understand it a little bit better and kind of make sure that you have the ability to also perform these with some of the veterans that know how to do it. Now, please do me a favor in the comments below. Go ahead and tell us anything else that you may want to know how to do. I know most people that are probably watching this are beginners or just haven't had a whole lot of experience on the more advanced part of the game. So make sure you let us know. That way we can go ahead and see if we can do videos for you as well, and make sure that you have the ability to understand it in a way that makes sense on the field and not just out of a manual. We appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on tomorrow's video.